Assalamu alaikum. I am your social teacher from Nata Public School, Tandut. Welcome to Social Subject Class 7. Students, our chapter name is Establishment of the British Empire in India. Okay? Students, in this class, our first topic is Growing European Interference in the Kingdoms of India. Students, you know the companies used their military advantage to increase their profits from trade. On many occasions, when they saw two Indian rulers fighting among themselves, they would take sides and get involved in the fight. They would lend their army to one side to help them defeat their rivals, but in return, the companies would demand and extract many trade concessions from the rulers. The rulers also gifted the companies large amounts of money in return for their military help. This money helped the companies increase their trade even more. For example, Dupleix, a governor of the French East India Company, helped Muzaffar Jung to become the Nizam of the Deccan. In return, Muzaffar Jung gave the French some territories near Pondicherry and the town of Machilipatnam. He also gave 50,000 to the company. Students, the companies also began to acquire small parts of kingdoms as gifts from the local rulers. They would collect land tax from the villages and towns in these areas and use the money for their trading activities. They also used this money for maintaining and improving their army. Students, slowly the English company began emerging victorious over the French company in the struggle for dominance in India. Students, now next is misuse of the company's power. Students, you know the Indian rulers soon found that the burden of giving gifts to the English East India Company and bearing the expenses of its army was becoming very heavy. They were also troubled by many other activities of the company. Some Indian rulers exempted the company from paying taxes on many of the goods it purchased from their kingdoms. However, people began taking advantage of these concessions. For example, employees of the company would do their own private trading, but they would show their own goods as belonging to the company to escape paying taxes. Students, in this way, while the company got richer, its employees and officers also made a lot of money in India and returned home wealthy. Many Indian traders and sailors helped the company in its trade. Okay? Students, thus there was much looting and swindling taking places in the kingdoms under the company. So proud was the company of its military strength that it began working with great impudence. It forced craftsmen to sell their goods at low prices. In the areas it had occupied, the company tried to squeeze revenue from the peasants beyond reasonable limits. When the rulers protested against such practices, the English fought against them. They even went to the extent of dethroning the kings and anointing successors who would be only too willing to remove any obstacles in the way of their trade. Okay? Students, now next is the English imposed their rule. Okay? Students, you know the English gradually began to feel that they could make fuller and freer use of India for trade if they themselves ruled the country. So they started removing the Nawabs and Rajas and started ruling themselves. Okay, in 1757 CE, the English defeated Sirajuddin Daulah, the Nawab of Bengal, at a place called Plassey and established their rule over Bengal. The Battle of Plassey is an important event in the Indian history. After that, the English started conquering many other kingdoms of India, big and small. Students, the English East India Company also forced the Nizam of Hyderabad to hand over the coastal Andhra Pradesh districts Krishna, East Godavari, West Godavari, Srikakulam, Vijayanagaram, Prakasam, Vishakhapatnam and Guntur between the years 1765 to 1768. These were known as the Northern Sarkars of the Madras province of the company. In return, the English agreed to maintain an army contingent for the use of the Nizam. In fact, this army was used more to control the Nizam rather than to help him. Students, many Rajas and Nawabs understood the British plot and fought hard against them. They included Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan of Mysore, the Maratha Sardar Mahadaji Shinde, Nana Fatnavis and others, but their kingdoms were small. One by one they lost them to the English. Okay? So among these who played an important role in the British success on the battlefield were Generals Robert Clive, Warren Hastings and Lord Wellesley. Slowly large parts of India came under the direct rule of the English. In many places the Rajas and Nawabs continued to rule, but they were under the sovereignty of the English. An English official known as the resident would be assigned to stay in the court of these kings or Nawabs so that the British government could keep an eye on how they ran their kingdoms. Okay? Students, now today's class is over. I hope you understand my class. Now see your assessment. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. Traders need money to buy the goods they sell to others. List 3 sources of money that help the English to buy goods in India. Question number 2. What advantages did the Indian rulers get from the English? Okay. Thank you so much students for listening to my class.